Hey, this is Felton and welcome to Innerpreneurship, the science of personal transformation. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not you, yes you, do you ever self-sabotage and talk yourself out of your own successes in life? Chances are you have, because I know that I've done it too. So just listen right up and we're going to get right into the message right now. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you talked yourself out of a potentially amazing opportunity because you were a bit scared, a bit afraid, a bit insecure about who you were and what it is that you have to offer? And I know that I've done it. And let me tell you this quick story. So about 6 or 7 years ago, I was in downtown Chicago, my hometown by the way, and I'm walking down the street called Madison Avenue. And as I'm walking down the street and I turn a corner, I smack right into this big guy. He's like this big black dude. He's about 6'5", 240 pounds. I mean, huge, way bigger than me. And as soon as I hit him, he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, yo, what are you doing? And you know, I had to apologize because I really wasn't paying attention. But then after a couple of seconds, I realized, wait a minute, I know who this guy is. And he looked at me like, yeah, you know who I am, right? And so I'm thinking, oh my God, this man could literally change my life, probably in an instant. All I had to do was muster up the courage to ask him, can I get your business card? Can we exchange numbers? Can I take you lunch? Can we go to dinner? I mean, anything. But I just couldn't do it. Well, as it turned out, the man I'm talking about, his name is Chris Gardner. You've probably heard of him. Remember the movie Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith? Remember Will Smith was running down the street, you know, with those medical devices? Yeah, that was the guy. This is the real life version of Chris Gardner. And I told him how much I enjoyed his book and the movie. And when I told him that, he gave me like this big bear hug and he lifted me up off the ground. He was like, yo, I'm so proud of you for reading my book. Thank you. Now, if that wasn't an entree for me to ask the guy for his contact information, I don't know what was. But because I had these little gremlins in the back of my head telling me that he probably won't want to spend any time with me, he probably won't give me the time of day, who am I to ask this guy for any type of advice or ask him for any of his time? You know what I did? I said, all right, buddy, nice to meet you. And I just let him go. Let him go, and as soon as I did it, I was kicking myself. So has that ever happened to you, where you felt like this time, this moment is here, all I have to do is seize it, but you didn't? Of course you have. But you know what? It's okay. Because if you've been there before, as we all have, it's all right if you felt a little bit insecure at some point. But here's what I want you to do now. I want you to really understand that you are a person who's worthy and you do have something to offer. You do have value in this world. Never be afraid of posing a question to another human being. We're all on this earth to help each other, right? Right? That's why you're here. It's probably why you're watching this video, because you realize you're a person who has so much to offer the world. So never be afraid to share your gift. Never be afraid to pose the question and ask for help. We all need it at some point. So as it turned out, I didn't really miss out on an opportunity, because about 3 or 4 years later, I was in New York City at a Barnes & Noble on the Upper West Side, and guess who I ran into? Mr. Chris Gardner. And guess what? I was even more prepared this time. I was more confident, and I reached out to him, and I actually gave him a copy of my book and my business card. And he was like, oh yeah, I do remember you. I remember you ran into me on the street. So again, the moment wasn't totally lost. I was able to redeem myself at some point later on, but let's face it, these things don't always happen. You don't always get a second chance, right? So I want you to seize the moment and never be afraid to ask for the things that you want in life. Thank you for watching Innerpreneurship, the science of personal transformation. If you've ever been through a situation like this before, where you have talked yourself out of a potentially amazing opportunity because you were a bit insecure or afraid, comment below and tell me how you handled that. Tell me about the situation. Also, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you can get more videos like this, and you can be notified about our weekly Wednesday workshop where we talk about these topics in depth and give you even more solutions and ideas for being able to transform your life from the inside out.